Welcome back as we do the home stretch. Now, civil servants across several states in the country have suffered non-payment of salaries for a while. The workers have staged several protests. Some have gone on strike over their payments and allowances. In particular, Osun State, for instance, their workers this week went on strike for the non-payment of salaries and allowances for about 6 months. A cordial relationship in that state between the government and its workers when the governor, Ralph Aregbesola, came on board, has been gradually eroded. At that time, it appeared, or it was as if it was that the workers' welfare was top priority. But owing to certain conditions, as the governor himself put it yesterday, he said the economic situation in the country led to the inability of his administration to pay workers' salary. He was speaking after a meeting with the president. But we do have in the studio Mr. Olusegun Lano, who's the State Secretary, Council of Academic Unions of Osun State-owned tertiary institutions, in particular polytechnics and colleges of education.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Also, he'll be joining us from Oshogbo as well. Ajibola Basir, former Commissioner for Special Duties, will be joining us in the course of the conversation from Oshogbo. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me, Charles.
Right. What exactly is happening in your state?
In my state, particularly in the sector that I represent, the polytechnics and colleges of education sector, the situation is very lamentable.
Okay, maybe we should just hold your thoughts. You're here with us. Let's just take
Mr. Basir, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. We are part of a conversation. We've heard that your governor spoke to our correspondent in Abuja and said, owing to the economic situation in the country, the government is being challenged in terms of payment of salaries. What do you have to say about the situation on ground in Osun State? Mr. Basir?
Yes. I think, can you repeat the question?
I said, would you have to say about the situation in your state?
Yeah, the situation in the state is heart-rending to the extent that we have the default in payment of salary. And this is occasioned by the drastic reduction in the revenue accruable to the state. And there are data to support this, our conclusions. For instance, in January 2015, the allocation to the state is 1.25 billion, whereas the total emolument obligation of the state is 4 billion naira. In February 2015, we have net accruable revenue of 1.12 billion as against emolument exposure of 4 billion. Also, in March 2015, the allocation came down to 624 million, and was still in April 2015, it came down to 456 million. So the net effect of this is the incapacity of the state to meet its emolument obligations to the civil servants. So that is the situation we have now. And as we know, as far back as 2013 December, Mr. Ralph Aregbesola had been alerting the country to the danger of the drastic reduction of allocation to the state to up to the level of 65% and 70%. To get the picture clear, the peak of allocation in the state was in February 2013, where the net accruable revenue was 5 billion naira, as against April 2015, when you have net accruable revenue of 456 million. So that was the basis upon which Mr. Aregbesola addressed the press after meeting the president yesterday behind closed door to highlight the issue. And this issue is not peculiar to the state of Osun. Today, at least 26 states are in the same problem, which shows that it is not a peculiar challenge of our state, but a challenge that has to be addressed nationally.
All right.
Of course, we understand that the focus has been on Osun because our governor is reputed to be a pro-people governor. And of course, the opposition see the state of Osun as the bastion of the struggle against their leadership.
Okay,
So
Mr. Basir, let's just hold on. Let's bring in Mr. Lano. Mr. Lano, he has said the challenging situation of salary payment is not peculiar to Osun. So why are your unions being agitated, seeing that it's something that is being worked on and it's not peculiar to Osun alone? 26 states.
It is very lovely that he said, of course, we wouldn't like to join issues unnecessarily with government. Even under these circumstances, we respect the government of our dear state. But from his analysis, it is obvious that he's talking about 26 states and we have 36 states. I think it is adding salt to injury for a father who cannot provide basic needs for his children to excuse that upon the platform that there are many fathers who have similar predicament. Of course, if 26 are defaulting, there are 10 that are not. Why don't we belong to those who are doing it the normal way? And apart from that, if the allocation accruable to the state has been dwindling since December 2013, like the Honorable Commissioner just said, one would like to ask, the point is not that the allocation has stopped. So the reduced accruals, where do they go? To what has government been committing for you to have created a situation where you have piled up outstanding salary for about 7.5 months, going to 8 now.
You do realize that your union is not or your unions are not the only ones that need to be taken care of. You do realize that there are other parts of the state running a government that need to be taken care of.
Yeah, of course, yes. There are other parts of the state that need to be taken care of. But there are two factors government seem not to be looking at here that are paramount in this matter. Number one is that the whole economy of Osun State runs upon the machinery of civil servants' income. There are no industries in the state. And so even the akara seller by the roadside, the woman grinding pepper at a Erinjinyo Street in SRK will lament once worker salary is not paid. So the fact is that the worker salary is like a sine qua non for the general welfare of the people of Osun. That's one. On the other hand, government has even created an impression that the workers should be isolated from the people, or perhaps the workers constitute an exclusive group in the state. But this is not